Hello everybody, welcome back to Hidden Harvest with Liz. Today we are going to be doing a quick run around of the entire garden. I'm a little bit behind on my videos, and by a little bit I mean a lot, but there has been a lot of progress made, so let's get to it. Alright, first things first is right behind me we have our elderberry, which has turned out very, very lovely this year. And, hey. Okay, so we do have the elderberry and it's doing quite lovely. Let's take a peek at that. Now, those particular bushes are currently outside of the fence, but as soon as we redo the fence line is going to be going back behind these bushes, and I will be adding more of these bushes after I get cuttings in other parts of the yard as well. And right here we have our fig tree. I didn't know until this past year that you were supposed to prune your fig trees because a lot of the old growth stops producing figs. So we did a preliminary cut and a little bit of shaping this past fall, and so far everything looks good. So I think next year we'll be taking it down quite a bit lower, and I also want to get a secondary fig tree. I'm thinking like a honey version. This is more of a berry sugar version. I'm not sure which one, but it's looking lovely. And then over here we have the lone surviving pawpaw tree. It's attempting to survive. Its partner right here, as near as I can tell, has not survived. The plant is not necessarily crispy leaves, but it's not producing any leaves, so I'm very, very worried about it. My old compost bin right outside of my old garden. I've gotten a new compost set up. I'll show you whenever we get over there. And this one will be taken down and moved over there. The pollinator bed that was right outside the old garden, I have completely disassembled this one. We'll be putting pollinators more intermixed in between the garden beds. The mint is still looking lovely. Right here we have got all of our garlic. And as you can see, we have got some garlic scapes in here, which means we'll be able to cut those and make some pesto or something like that out of. But ultimately it means these guys are almost ready. Now, whenever I get these, I won't necessarily be harvesting all of them for use. This year, I'm going to be saving over the bulbs that I get for next year's harvest, so I can do a multiplying harvest, because some of those are the giant bulbs, so you'll only get like 4 each. So this is mostly so we can get our own stock of them. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do better than that. And this whole section of the old garden is kind of on standstill because we have got flowers over here, we've got seeding going on. So let's take a look at it. Alright, right here we've got some sweet alyssum that is looking very, very lovely, and I will likely be transferring this particular one over to the other part of the garden whenever this stuff is done. As you can see, it's producing all kinds of seed pods. And I'm very, very interested to see how these look whenever it's time to harvest the seeds. I have never seen this. This is a cauliflower. We've got a broccoli in the back. We've got a cilantro right here that is just starting to get its blooms. So we'll be getting some coriander soon. And then we've got our walking onions, and I hope to take some of these guys and get them moved to different parts of the yard to allow them to walk around as much as they want to. And then back here, this big old thing that has fallen over is the radish plant, and it has got some serious bulbs going on. I'm not sure what these look like whenever it's ready to harvest the seeds out of it. There's some really cute flowers though. And then we've got a broccoli, yet again. We've got a lettuce towards the back. We have a lettuce towards the back that is also seeding, and I think that might be a beet. I'm not sure. And we have some more alyssum. One more garlic that's been kind of hiding back here. Some kale, another garlic. Just a whole bunch of random stuff that's been in here. Heck, there's still some carrots going on. I don't know why they shouldn't be going because they were pulled, but they're still trying to grow back for some reason. But this entire bed, now the plans for this entire bed, I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to do with this space, whether or not we're going to leave this space here or change it, change the design of it, move its location, or exactly what we want to do. I have had a few thoughts, but I'm not really sure what I want to do with it, or if I want to just open this up and use it as part of the orchard. As far as the orchard for this year, I think the last thing I've got on order are some mulberries, some dwarf mulberries that are coming in, and I will probably try and go ahead and replace the pawpaw But I think for now the orchard is probably done for the year, and next year I would like to try and work on, or maybe even in the fall, work on getting some plums and things. So we'll revisit the orchard whenever that happens. Right now the only plans I have with the orchard are just to mulch around them and keep them watered. And I guess I could show off the harvest whenever the fig tree harvests, but I don't think anything else is going to be harvestable this year. Okay, right over here is the whole garden. I've got an area where I've got seed starting up. I've got another pallet here that's going to be going in, but it's just concrete blocks and a pallet. And there's going to be another one back here. And then right over here, we've got the greenhouse. Right behind the greenhouse, we've got the brand new compost. So all it is like chicken wire, and the compost is stacked in there. Now these are almost full, and I will probably need a second set probably about here. Right on the other side of the greenhouse, you guys saw me working on this. This is the blackberries, and the raspberries are right here. As you can see, the raspberries have taken off. The blackberries are just kind of sitting there. They haven't really grown all that much, but we're gonna wait and see how it goes. And this bed right here is the asparagus bed. This side right here that had the purple asparagus actually survived. This side over here that had the green Washington asparagus did not live. And I have reseeded this area. We'll see how long it takes for and if the seeds ever germinate. And right here, the Jerusalem artichokes have taken over. They're looking great. They're very fluffy and everything else like that, but they won't bloom up probably until around August. And we have some more cilantro right there that is going to seed. So we'll have some coriander soon. And right here we have the strawberry plants. And at the very beginning, the strawberries were looking kind of pitiful. They have perked up a little bit more, and I started pinching off the flowers and the strawberries and stuff like that for the first year so the roots have a chance to fully get caught up and dug in and comfortable, because the plants were not thriving. Now they seem to be thriving. We have got a whole bunch of seedlings that are choosing not to come up. I did water all of these earlier, but all of the plants that are still in their seeding phase right now, the roots are very, very shallow. It's always a good idea to come by and give them a little bit more water. I'm finally getting some basil plants, which is awesome. Now, in all of the stuff that we have our peppers, we have our tomatoes, we got a whole bunch of flowers over here, and we've got some celery, which I don't think is going to go so great. Celery's over there, not bad. This is Feverfew? Feverfew, yep. We got our snapdragons, we got some epazote, we've got some chicory over here, we've got some dill over here. I keep pointing over here where I'm looking and then not pointing where you guys can see. Anyway, I took everything out of the greenhouse because right now nothing is really going well inside the greenhouse. For the most part, most of it is in the shade because of the trees. It'll be useful during the summer months as a shade area for things that can't stand full sun. And also, of course, in the fall to early starts and things and all that kind of stuff. So right now, most of the seedlings have been brought outside, but it is still going to be greatly useful later on. And then we've got mostly herbs in this garden for now, plus an odd flower right here. I'm still not sure exactly what it is. It was gifted to me. And we're just going to see what it looks like. And then I've got my red onions and a whole bunch of radishes for now. I've got my potatoes, kohlrabi, which I'm not sure whether or not it's going to produce anything. I'm pretty sure it's a cool weather crop, in which case it'll just go to seed. And I've got a bit more sage right here. And then I have got my, let's see, yellow, and then my white onions. Nothing in that bed. In half of this bed, I have got corn. Nothing in this bed for now, aside from a volunteer sunflower. And nothing in this bed, except for way down here, we've got an artichoke and a volunteer sunflower there as well, plus a couple of bunching onions. Another volunteer sunflower. As I said, some of the soil is from my pollinator patch. And some of my pollinators, they got sunflowers in them. And then over here we have got a whole line of radishes again, a couple of volunteer sunflowers, a borage plant, and I think for now that's about it. We do have tucked over here in the corner of a couple of beds. Not this one, obviously, because I don't see any. In a couple of the beds, I've got nasturtiums. I'm just waiting for them to pop up. So far, I've only seen that one right there pop up. So we're just waiting for the rest of them. Oh, never mind. There's one right there in bed 6. Not sure if you guys can see it. All right, in this bed, the earlier planting I did of lettuces and stuff, they never sprouted in bed 1 or 6. And then we've got some lettuces from the old beds over here. Those are actually from my fall planting. I just transplanted them over here so I could get the bed. And then we've got some kale and some sweet alyssum from the old beds. And I've got a borage plant tucked in there somehow. It's really cool. I can actually see some honeysuckle sitting over there. That's what I was smelling earlier. Okay, in this bed, I've got a borage, some bunching onions, and there's supposed to be some turmeric and ginger planted in these 2 beds. But so far, and it's only on like half the bed, and so far neither one of them have come up. I'm really certain that they did not actually survive at all. And if nothing comes up, I'll just be planting over it again, and I'll wait until next year to give that one a shot again. And over here is another borage, some more bunching onions, and, some baby nasturtiums. And then right over here to kind of shield the garden from the road, I've got a couple of goji berries, which I'm actually kind of rethinking the whole hiding the garden, this section of the garden, because I've already had 2 groups of people stop by and ask me if I was selling anything. And I'm not sure that they were talking specifically about the plants or whatever, but they asked me about the beds I was using and how I was setting everything up, which got me thinking that maybe I could get some additional beds here and sell them to people who want to start their own garden. I can't think of a better way of getting other people to start gardens and producing their own food than people stopping by and seeing someone grow, and it's like, see, I didn't realize that was an option. We could definitely do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. Like I said, I've still got like 1 or 2 things ordered, and planting season is upon us, so we will be doing more and more updates. Lately, I've been moving a whole lot of the compost, well, not compost, it's wood chips into the pathways, and that's really not something I can do a whole lot of recording of, but it takes a while. So I was like, I'm not going to bore them with that. It will be like in the next week, most likely, that I will be planting out other stuff. So I'll see you then. You have a wonderful day, and you stay shiny. Bye!